Hey my friends, this is Daniel Aldie, and today I want to talk with you about 5 habits, 5 things that successful people do every day. Now, I believe that if you want to become successful, you must have certain habits, and you must understand that if you stick to these habits consistently, you are going to eventually yield the kind of results that you've always been hoping for. In this video, I'm going to give you some tips on what you can do every day so that you can enhance your own success and reach higher levels of your own potential. The first tip is silent time. Successful people know that in the beginning, middle, and ending of the day, they need their own silent time. They need time to reflect, meditate, pray, and think so that they can be able to produce higher results as they progress throughout their day. Now, if you ever look at unsuccessful people, if they have a time, maybe 15, 20, 30 minutes, what they're going to do is distract themselves. Remember, distraction is a choice, and a lot of times these people will put in some earbuds and listen to music, or they'll call someone, or they'll put on the TV. They'll never take a moment to get within their own mind because they don't know how to. They're constantly distracting themselves because they cannot face the truth within their own situation. In order to combat this, make sure you carve out some time for yourself so you can just sit and think. Even if it's the drive to work or if you're going to the gym, make sure you leave out those earbuds. Make sure you give yourself the time to think so that you can be able to access the deeper truth within your soul. One of my favorite habits is to journal every day. And I journal at least a couple thousand words because I always want to know what I'm thinking. I always want to know how I'm feeling. And I'm always trying to engage with myself so I can be able to create better content for this channel. I believe that if you journal every day, it will give you the opportunity to craft your own soul to help you to jolt to the higher level of your own success. Another way you can optimize your silent time is creating a gratitude list. You can make a list of the things that you're thankful for. You can count the successes rather than the failures. So write down 5 or 10 things that you're really thankful for and be able to capture those moments so you can realize your own success. Another alternative is to pray or meditate. Maybe you believe in God or the universe, or maybe you just need a moment to be still. Whatever it is, give yourself the chance to enhance your own spirituality and get in touch with yourself. Get in touch with nature. Get in touch with the universe. Get in touch with God. Whatever floats your boat, make sure you're able to utilize this silent time so that you can become much more spiritual and become exactly who you knew you were called to be. The second thing that successful people do every day is that they stay connected. Now, there's a lot of people that we interact with. You know, we have family, we have friends, we have acquaintances, we have coworkers, we have all kinds of people from all different backgrounds. And successful people are always there to initiate contact. In fact, I know people who tend to reach out to at least 3 to 5 people every single day on text or phone calls or personal visits or emails. Whatever it takes, they're always staying in contact with the people that they love and the people that they serve. If you look at the most successful people in the world, they transcend in the way that they connect with other people. In our digital age, a lot of them are still writing thank you cards or handwritten letters. And this is very helpful because instead of sending just an email, you can send someone a handwritten letter and imagine how they would feel once they get something like that. I mean, after all, do you remember how you felt the last time you got a handwritten card? Wow, it's a very good feeling, right? So imagine if you do it for other people as well. There's always a way to stay connected with other people. Maybe you might want to set your own benchmarks. Maybe you might want to call your parents every day, or your siblings, or your friends, or your family, or every week, or every month, right? Create your own criterion, but make sure you do something that you can be consistent with. This would be the best way for you to stay connected. A prime example of this is people who send me emails every once in a while. Maybe they check in with me every other week or every other month, or they leave some comments on the YouTube section below. There's always some way that people connect with me and they always get my acknowledgement because I know that their intentions are good and they really want to be my friend. They really want to get connected. So whatever you do, make sure you do something you're consistent with so that you can constantly stay in contact with the people that you really care about. The third thing successful people do every day is gain knowledge. Now, a lot of people in our society are very gullible. When they see stats and facts and quotes and ideas and stories and all kinds of things, they just tend to believe it without doing their own research. Successful people do not do that. They do not accept everything they see. They do their own research. They get really deep and they're very diligent with how they understand information. It's very important to get your facts straight. Sometimes a quick Google search can save you the moment of embarrassment if you're willing to do that. Don't just take everything for granted. Don't just listen to what everyone is saying without thinking about it. If you want to be successful, you must do your own research and find out everything you need to know about the subject in which you're interacting with. A lot of times in our modern society, people are spewing out a lot of knowledge, and we have to be able to consider who we're hearing it from and what they're actually saying, but also what they're not saying. We must take into account who we are and how this message impacts us. A good example is when someone says you should only sleep 5 hours a day, or you should wake up at 5 a.m. in the morning. You have to ask yourself, does that really align with my goals? Does that really help me to become a more successful person? Because if it doesn't, then you have to be able to search for the knowledge and wisdom that can help you become more aligned with your goals. Always be willing to gain knowledge. Like I said, the internet is filled with information. You can also read books and watch videos and go to conferences and ask a whole bunch of people many other questions. But most of all, make sure that it aligns with your truth, because your truth will help you to succeed at the highest level. And that's what successful people do. The fourth thing successful people do every day is help other people. There's so many successful people in the world, and I know that many of them cannot go to sleep without knowing that they helped at least one person in that given day. I'm personally like that. If I felt like I haven't done something for someone else, I can't go to sleep. I'm not gonna feel right. So I'm always constantly producing. I'm constantly adding value. I'm opening the door for people. I'm clicking and sending out blogs. I'm doing everything I can to add more value to the marketplace so that many people can believe and feel better about who they are and where they're going. Another way to think of this is that when you help yourself, you can help other people as well. For instance, when you decide to dress better or communicate better, people are gonna see the way you dress. They're gonna hear the words you speak. They're gonna feel like you're doing better and that you are able to help them. And when you can help others, you can also help yourself. So it's funny because when you help yourself, you can help others, but when you help others, you can also help yourself. That's just how the world works. The fifth thing that successful people do is plan. Now, a lot of people don't realize the power of planning, but I believe that 1 hour of preparation can lead to 10 hours of opportunity. So you have to constantly be preparing. You always have to realize what you can do and how much better you can do it. And if you realize it, the better you prepare yourself, the better you can execute those plans. A good example of this is planning your meals. A lot of people wake up and they don't know exactly what they're going to eat. So they end up eating random foods that may not necessarily be good for what they're trying to do in their life. Be able to plan your meals. Be able to plan how you travel. Be able to plan on what you're going to say when you go to that interview or when you start your job. Be able to plan out what you're going to wear for the next day. If you plan these small things, they're going to eventually be big in the long term. There are many systems in which you can use to plan. Sometimes a little sticky tab can help me to write down some of the most important things I have to do in a given day. Sometimes I'll mark down my own calendar because I know when I have a meeting or when I have a phone call or when I have to be somewhere at a particular time. Whatever systems you can create, you have to realize that a system can help you to become much stronger. So make sure that system is there to serve you so that you can serve others. In summary, if you do these 5 things every day, you're going to be able to create a better lifestyle. You'll have more time, you'll make more money, and you'll be more happier with what you're doing. So make sure you go over this video again, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel. My friends, you are successful.